Okay, wow, that was a lot longer than I meant to take. Alright. I'm just gonna... meant to get rid of that first. I'm just jumping right into the game now. Okay. Yeah, I didn't mean to sit on that for a while. Oh, right, I started this earlier. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this really quick first, I guess. Get these.
Is that it? I was expecting something.
I just need to try and get dailies done really quick.
Time to twirl! I don't have time for expand your thinking. Glimpse the unknown.
Yay! And I'm basically just picking whatever random, I don't really care kind of thing. That's generally how it works. I don't care that I may not have, I don't know if I have erudition or not, I don't remember. I don't care if I do or don't.
Take a look. This is pure genius.
It's just clicking that one, you know. Okay, blah 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 blah. Sure, I'll obtain a couple curios, because technically I could obtain a curio I haven't had yet. Okay, and what's this? IOU dispenser. Just whatever. I already received that thing. Okay. Yeah, this is... Okay, it's kind of funny. I hid myself behind the... Yeah, as you can see, I'm literally just rushing through this just to complete it. Okay. Let's see, I would have definitely been...
Never seen perfection. Open sesame. Watch it crumble.
Doing stream... It's like it's more...
Do you know who I
started the
am?
stream a lot sooner. Except for the fact that the internet wasn't wanting to work.
Honored to meet me. Time to twirl. Expand.
See if this takes it down. Yep, that's what I figured would happen. Cool.
Curiosity. Endless riddles. Nothing but a boy.
Just good blam.
Open sesame.
And then this should
Glimpse
finish
the
it.
unknown.
There we go. Yep. Oh no. How horrible. Cool. Yay. And so I was out of town for a while. Yes, I know that. Okay. Was out of town for a while, actually out of the country. Visited Japan, which was really fun. I thought that was something I could click on there for rewards. No. Okay. So yeah. It's time to just... That wasn't enough to push me up to another pole. I was kind of hoping it would be. Oh, I've got that. Okay, interesting. What is this stuff? Okay. I feel like I should have some kind of something from something, Oh, here we go. Here's some claimable rewards things. Okay. Annual Trailblaze Report. What is this? Okay. No, I don't care. Whatever. What even is this? Additional passengers. Okay. Nope. Okay. Even Eons have to write reports. Just like these, we'll talk about them later. Okay. Why hasn't March 7th arrived yet? Why hasn't she? Oh, there she is. Why is March 7th dressed up like that? Stall over there selling adorable pom-pom mirrors. I just couldn't resist. It's kind of a bad fit. When to do with you. Okay. So they just dream bubble technology. Immersive report experience. Just 3 areas. Okay. I do not understand what this is exactly, but cool. I'm going to see what on earth this nonsense is. Specifically the arrow keys. Weird. Why did Miss Eva go? How did I shut down button? From evening to night. Mm-hmm. Who? What even? Okay then, wow. Yeah, it makes sense that in the most recent ones it would be those two. What? Most frequently range path is. Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay then. Yeah. Cameras be gone. Yeah, I'm just distracted by whatever on earth this is. A high silver wolf. Firewall is pretty weak. Jeff Klapaz built today. Bye. Okay, yeah, this is just. Yay! I, as expected. Okay, this is definitely different. What do these levels even mean? I guess Penacony's highest. Yes, wow. Okay. I sleep. I sleep. But I can't sleep. Because I'm not a samurai, I'm a ninja. Tuning test with your quick. Okay, yeah. Science and exam. Okay. Completed 547 achievements. And yep, and they've all been accomplished within the past year because I started playing within the last year. Wow. Single attack damage being almost 7.4 million. Okay. Hmm. Why does she have a big... Hmm. Speak, where can I buy a bird like that? You need to be well behaved in public. Only you give me this much, I wouldn't be just making a deal. Mr. Albert, please be professional. Particularly common folk from German 100%. And yes. Hmm. Okay. I didn't complete that. Completed all these other things, but I didn't complete this one. Oh, hi, Boot Hill. Turn myself into a new energy source. What? What are you going on about, Boot Hill? An awkward start with the crash thing. Birth of Hero. Yep. Oh, you're like crushed by collapsing structures in two different ways. Sphere. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Tab 2 adventure missions. 2 adventure missions. Have I heard call? Let's see that. Yay. I don't know what that is, but cool. I'm just clicking all the things. Stellar Jade. Simulated universe, yep. Yeah, I don't really do the challenge things so much. Trotter's caught in a tornado. That's totally normal. Sure. If you say so. 89. With that one appearing most often. Okay, yeah. Sounds right. 0 times. They even missed each other. Okay, yeah, in whatever form it may be. Sure. Yes. Divergent universe. That will change soon. It's going to become the team of Herda Trailblazer and Natasha. Yep, I unlocked all those things. Someone without it back. Research, yes. Inclusion Professor Ratio is very pleased with you. Sure, okay. Oh yeah, I didn't really do a whole lot of the unknown domain type stuff. I did some. Yeah. Just making a few clones of yourself. The astral is already packed. Hmm. Yeah, just mess around with this sub. Yeah. I barely touched that one. And also barely touched this one as well. Okay. Yay. Oh, it's a green, which means before we set off. Cool. What is this? Oh. Okay. Sure. Oh my goodness. Why did you have to reference Slumber Nana Monkey? Sure, whatever. I'll select that one. Yay. I really don't care. Mm-hmm. This is goofy. I don't know what this is, but it's really goofy. Ah. Okay. Yeah, that felt very random and weird. Okay, you know what? Alright. Cool, whatever. I got. Hey, the mysterious letter thing. Hmm. It's cute. Okay. Ah. Why do I have. Why does my eye have to be bothering me right now? Okay. Cool. That's better. Actually, yeah, I should be able to... What is that? Okay. Cool. I guess I should be able to get one more. Yeah. You know what? Just for the fun of it, I'm going to do these 6 pulls really quick first. I don't expect anything out of them. But I don't know, I might get something. It's a 3-star thing. Okay. It's not 5-star. It is 3-star. Yes, it's 4-star. What is it this time? Okay. It's a, what's it called? 4-star, light cone. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm just... like, hey, why not? I'll just do this really quick. Just... yeah, I figured it was going to be a 3-star again. And this will likely be a 3-star as well. I mean, who knows? It could be 5-star. It's not 5-star. That would have been kind of funny if it was 3-star. Seriously, that would have been really hilarious if it was a 5-star. Yeah, I did all of the... Okay. Alright, so yeah, I've got 38 passes here. Actually, what level of pity am I at this point? So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. I guess I'm at like 47 pity. So, yeah. Yep. Okay. No, digging. Which I haven't completed all of her. I haven't had her show up 7 times yet. It's helpful. It's appreciated. Like, I'm glad I haven't gotten her 7 times yet. I was like, I'm glad I got someone who I haven't gotten 7 times yet. Before I clicked on that, I was like, 57 pity. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Pilla. You know, annoyingly, I already have all of the Edgeloads. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, I was just about to be like, I guess this is bringing it to 77 pity, but nope. Getting a 5-star. Which I think it will be Castorice this time, since I... Gallagher. Since I didn't get Castorice last time. Yay, I got Castorice. Oh wow, she was the very last one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna save these other 8 poles. I'll use them for later eventually. Unless I want to try and get Acheron. I mean, not that I will. Given that I've got 8 poles. Honestly, it's... Yeah, I'm not gonna... Okay, what are the... I'm just wanting to look up, frick. There we go, yes, HSR. Warp characters, there we go, yeah. Manner schedule, what is it? Alright, so Anaxa and Dr. Ratio, I don't care about those. And then Tyson. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'll be able to get the... Be able to spend the next while, like, just building up to try and get Hyacin. Because I don't really care about Anaxa or Dr. Ratio. Jovial versatility, okay.
Oh, a visitor. Please let me show you some of our local hospitality.
Yep, Castorice is a new one. Dang it, nope. Wasn't what I meant to do. Here's Castorice. And of course, spin around really quick just to see all the views, and I can click view memo spray, which is kind of fun. Oh, you can spin around on the memo spray. That's cool. This Gallagher, I can.
Careful. Don't get too lost in those sweet dreams.
Corpse Reviver. That. Sure, that is a name. Yeah, okay. No, I could have sworn I had more to the... Okay, never mind. I do have it, just wasn't showing up there. Well, it just didn't, it just was showing up lower. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna...
Be grateful for all this clamor. That is the sound of thoughts clashing.
I'm not gonna play for too long, because I need to go to sleep at a reasonable time and all that, but I want to play some, at least.
Isn't that the dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
Don't worry. He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
Your nickname is Dromus as well? You must really like those creatures.
I wasn't expecting that noise. Sure. Emblem, is this gonna... Okay. Looks like it's gonna be some kind of fun looking emblem
A
thing.
student of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs, and it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet in...
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead.
Okay.
I'll take my leave for now.
I missed the rest of that conversation thing, I guess. Whatever. That's why I wasn't running. Says kind of finding it interesting hearing all that.
Welcome to the Demigod Council, esteemed guests.
Just not expecting that. Okay.
Lord Anaxagoras, oh, I've heard so much about you. Head of the Nusporists of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious blasphemer, a Chrysos heir who bears Circe's core flame, a survivor of the Grove calamity. Did I miss anything? Well, if so, please be so kind as to enlighten me.
Since Lady Kindness is already well acquainted with me, I won't waste any effort introducing myself again. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as honoring guests. The host will welcome their guest with warm hospitality by treating them to fine wine and a cozy bed. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, I am met with intense scrutiny. Even more absurd, the host has sharpened their blade and instructed their servants to lie in wait in the shadows. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold a grand feast for all of the guests.
Okay, Anaxa. I don't know where you're going with that, but sure.
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not used to the stench of avarice and blood.
No need to be humble, my lord. From my perspective, your courage and gumption are worthy of the reputation of the Seven Sages. Your bravery is more than adequate to accomplish our perilous endeavor.
So, you wish to start a war?
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglaya endeavors to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood of gold, we will not hesitate to display the rights and metal the citizens of Akama are so entitled to. As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, well, to that I can only say this. Everything hinges on the next citizens' assembly and whether they have a sudden epiphany amid the clamor of the masses. And since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation, you have indeed given us a glimmer of hope.
What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds apart from what you were saying before you retired your cleaners.
Cleaners.
I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment ago, you were on the side of the Chrysos heirs. But now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. As you know, these walls have ears. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for ideas to have supporters and dissenters, just like how there are two types of people in this world, geniuses and dimwits.
Okay. Wasn't for sure how long the conversation was going to go for, but I didn't want to miss any of it. Guess I didn't need to pause.
Welcome back to the hub of the Demigod Council, Lord Anaxagoras. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood in this spot before and emerged victorious by stoking public sentiment with their words. And yet there have also been innumerable blasphemous philosophers who set themselves up for failure because they refused to defend their actions. This tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Akama in centuries. In 15 days, this site shall also become the most important, as well as the final turning point in Akama's history. May the both of us carry out our duties with honor and lead the masses back toward the Erechrysia, a golden age with no death, strife, or trickery.
Oh my, 15 days and nights. That aligns perfectly with the date of your demise. Could such a coincidence truly exist?
Using death to prove myself fits my intentions perfectly.
What strong conviction you have, as expected of the hero who dared to stand up to the Gold Weaver.
As expected, she misunderstands you.
That's enough, Lady Kindness. Dispense with the niceties. I only accepted your invitation so that I can serve the commoners alongside the members of the Council of Elders. Don't test my patience with such superfluous formalities.
Well, you say that now, but surely you also require my aid as well, so that you can stay alive even when being pursued by the Golden Thread?
You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely, as she still needs to garner support from the masses at the Citizens' Assembly.
It's like, honestly, if I'm worried about my death, it's more due to my body not being able to stand the core flame being in it the way it is.
Even someone like me can tell that only a sliver of her humanity remains. Surely you're not asserting that she will definitely act in a rational manner.
As you're no doubt aware, Aglaya covets the core flame that I possess, which makes it the bargaining chip that allows me and the rest of you to negotiate with her. However, in return, I'll need the Council of Elders to support me as much as possible. Naturally, this includes the guards as well. You're well aware how valuable Cersei's core flame will be in the Erechrysia that you are desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap, so you'd better act prudently as well.
I understand. After all, this battle of wits is just a means for each party to acquire what they need. As long as your request is reasonable, the Council of Elders never shortchanges its allies. Since we're both intent on mutual cooperation, let's not mince words and just speak plainly to each other.
Sounds reasonable.
Let us decide how much we can secure for ourselves and how much we're willing to sacrifice, like true philosophers, with our words and wisdom.
My neck is definitely a little... Okay. I just wanted to check and make sure the stream was working. Oh, yeah, okay. distracted right now, I know.
Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our common enemy, Aglaya. She is the second most experienced Chrysos heir across the whole of Akama, who has gradually lost her humanity to the ravages of time and the ablation of the core flame. A formidable opponent indeed. Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life. Yet your previous reasoning is quite sound. As a seasoned political animal, it's unclear whether she will actually cross that irreversible boundary. Moreover, she still needs you alive so that the Titan's trial can be completed. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow of Kefali and guarantee that you weren't in league with that woman before coming here? Are you just trying to pull the wool over our eyes and aid her in her savagery?
I feel like I'd be like, I mean, how do you know I'm not trying to... How do you know I'm not trying to game both sides here? Here, for my own... How do you know I'm not trying to game both sides here for my own gain? You know... Just pretext.
I believe you're aware of Castorice the Executioner. Long before I returned to Akama, Aglaya had already dispatched her to monitor me. If I weren't able to reach this place in time, I would have been forced to meet Thanatos first. As compared to a comprehensive plan with uncertain results, if you decide to cut open my chest and remove the core flame, wouldn't that settle her nerves even more? Everything is in place. She just needs the right timing.
I understand what you mean. At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Akama. The Council of Elders is willing to defend your right to live, just as we defend every oppressed citizen. However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Chrysos heirs and Aglaya are only growing in magnitude. The peace that we are aspiring toward, as well as everything that we hold dear, will be destroyed completely. The city will be burned to ashes, and the citizens' blood will be shed. Tell me, what are you willing to do for our esteemed citizens so that they can vanquish the enemies of our fine city?
Gathering my support is equivalent to garnering the support of the entire group.
Although the circumstances are rather unfortunate from an objective point of view, it is an undeniable fact that ever since the Grove was attacked, I have become the de facto leader of the Grove. The Council of Elders needs more backing if it wishes to topple Aglaya, and it's evident that the Academy wields considerable influence. At the very least, I have served as the Grove's special envoy to Akama for a significant amount of time. Of course, this also means that I will hold a crucial vote at the Citizens' Assembly.
In the name of Kefali, Akama thanks you for your sincere and valuable thoughts. At this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. Let me put it plainly. The Council of Elders has always been renowned for its fairness, and that fairness is built on a foundation of sincerity. The Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akaba that it will always remain loyal to them. As for you, my lord, how will you guarantee that you will be able to live up to such earnestness and will not betray Akama's indomitable citizens when the opportunity presents itself? Just as you now betray Aglaya when it suits you.
absurd. My loyalty is unquestionable.
Surely you jest. My loyalty does not need to be proven. The fact that the Council of Elders is asking for proof of my loyalty is itself akin to a form of betrayal.
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury the hatchet in a civilized manner. However, I am afraid that I must interrupt for a brief moment.
Oh?
As the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya the Goldweaver is currently on her way to Dawncloud.
Oh. Well, I do believe that we might have a slight overabundance of guests today.
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence on Dawncloud, it must still tolerate the whims of the Chrysos heirs.
So you were holding back just now. Seems like you are better at playing this game than I. In any case, I'm glad that she's arriving here. So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine, if Aglaya were to demand that I hand you over, what should I do?
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wished to chat with me and had no intention of offending her. However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as papyrus that has been soaked in blood. Not only can it be destroyed at the slightest touch, but the Council will also lose possession of a valuable core flame. No, more like 2 core flames. After all, at the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death will also be standing on our side.
Oh? How can you be sure of that?
Is that of importance to you? All you need to know is that I have a plan. In my opinion, you should be more worried about the impending threat. If Aglaya can seize me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders in one fell swoop tomorrow. If that happens, the discussion that we've just had will turn into an utter joke instead. Is this the outcome that you wish to see, Lady Kindness?
Fine. I will handle this matter appropriately. But you do best to remember this. Fool the people and karma will be on your tail. I'll overlook it this time, but don't count on there being a next time. Unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering the perfect state to ponder the true nature of souls.
Well, what do you know? That happens to be one of my rare talents.
We shall see, then.
It's interesting.
I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me again. But shouldn't you be going after more?
Dying to know what I'm after, hmm?
I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all. It is in me to ask and seek answers.
That tracks.
Easy there. You'll learn the answer soon enough. I didn't bring it up with her purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I truly want. It's as they say, onlookers see most clearly. The true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros, who watches over everything.
Intriguing.
An expected visitor. Welcome once again. You know, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come straight to me to seek an audience with Kefali. I have no reason to refuse you, do I?
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's core flame will get to rule over Akama. She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that debate was not at all pointless.
Very true.
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefali. He might very well be plotting something nefarious against the Titan. Are you still willing to let him pass, knowing this?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel. This comes with being the World-Bearer.
How convenient it is to be able to hear what they say.
It is truly my honor to speak to a venerated Titan in person. Please, go ahead. Let me join you both on this journey. Oh, a bygone myth tells of an occasion where Kefali once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the Holy Mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
Okay, there we go. I was wondering
Go
what
on
happened.
ahead. Take this Yanis shortcut, and the long pilgrimage stairway will be waiting for you at its end.
I have to admit, I never expected you to not ask me anything. Not even my motive.
Because I know very well what it is you are after. As the saying goes, a gentleman helps others achieve their goals. I have a feeling that your theory will be validated at the end of this journey. I believe Kefali will not deprive you of your right to ask your question, especially now that you're on the brink of death. You must be closer to Kefali than anyone else. Wouldn't you agree?
I hope things go as you say, then.
Putting a child of justice into a farcical world is bound to turn it upside down. It is my hope that you bring a much-needed change to this world, which is on the brink of destruction.
Okay, then.
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawn Cloud's peak.
What a splendid view. Isn't it about time you recognize the magnificence of us Titans?
Well, I don't see how this place is different from those temples in the city. All they have are magnificent facades. And even though I've come this far, I'm still doubtful about getting useful clues from him.
I must be getting ahead of myself to be expecting to hear something nice from you.
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? It's high time you get used to how I feel about things. All right, we're just a short hike away from Kefali. No time to waste here.
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh? If Amphorius gets a new lease on life, you should focus on strengthening your body and stop shirking social interactions.
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight. Can you make it?
Why? Are you going to carry me up if I were to fall now? I know how far I can go, so just hold your tongue and come along.
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more. I'll just wait till your soul dissipates completely to gain control over your body.
Wait. Is that... Circes? Hey, look at that.
Huh? What should I be looking at?
Am I hallucinating? Or do we even get to see souls when we're close to dying?
That was definitely interesting.
Oh? Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Nias. I know I've heard this name somewhere.
It's unfortunate. The Black Tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios, from their prized ores and molten fire, couldn't escape the fate of destruction?
Hey, Sarces. Do you know a certain Nias?
Nias? No, not that I remember. How did you even think up such a strange name?
I just saw him. Nias. A warrior-like figure who was just chatting with you here.
No, I have no such memory. Could you be hallucinating?
This is a departed spirit?
It's a pilgrimage platform dedicated to devout believers, but you kneel to false gods. Okay, fair. I don't know why I'm bothering to do that, but I am, for some reason or another.
You two again.
That mural fills off. The many-eyed blind figure seems to be missing a few feathers. Why could that be? Such a revelation granted by Master, or a connection beyond space and time. Wow, I can go up really freaking high. Oh, that's how high I can go. Oh wow, and I can go low enough to grab this coin down here. Can't go farther that way. Climb flat. Nothing is impossible if you keep trying. One day I'll climb to the top of the cliff and stand shoulder to shoulder with the sun parrot. Wait, how can you fly? That's unfair. Oh, I can fly too. Never mind then. It's kind of silly. Yeah, I've got no clue where the other things are. This is as far this way as I can go. Yes, I couldn't help myself.
You two again.
Dang it. Fingers were not where I meant to be. There you go.
Enough about me. Did Kaus ever reply to you?
Kaus.
Well, regrettably.
Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought.
Kaus. Demigod. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friends, would he?
Let's just hope we mean as much as the world to him.
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination again?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain Kaus. I'm guessing he's one of your companions?
Kaus? This name sounds just as strange to me.
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. If things are as I thought, then they aren't hallucinations, but the souls of people.
What? But if those are the souls of the dead, then what am I?
Beats me. For all I know, you're just an illusion I conjured up in my dying moments. Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear more stories.
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead, and even I might not be able to save you.
I'm fine.
Yeah, okay. It's the same message. I kind of figured it would be, but I was just curious. Where's your chest? Wish flat. So the tying a wind chime while making a wish here allows the sunbearer to cure desires. My wish is simple, but for sunshine tomorrow to dry my dew-soaked wings. That's kind of funny and silly and cute. What are these things? Nice. That did actually work. First try. I'm honestly surprised that my first attempt worked. I was pretty sure that I would have to try it again. But I did.
So, we meet again. I'm sure you wouldn't mind a snooping ear.
Can you keep going?
Of course. I'm just... If I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't have come along with you.
I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If Amphorius does have a next life, you may want to get your body in shape.
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not getting anything of value from them.
I would sooner throw myself off this cliff and hit rock bottom than exercise even a little. I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all. Training would make me no different from those Helcalithist barbarians.
Calypso. She's one of the Seven Sages. A member of the Grove? No, she can't be. I would know her name if she really were one of the Seven Sages. Hey, Circes. Just... Circes? They're gone. Doesn't matter. I can do this myself. Looks like I'm nearly there now. the land of the dead.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all that's left of that warmth is a hazy mirage.
Why are you chanting that too? We're here, finally. So, I don't get to ask the Titan my question, but all of you make for a pleasant surprise, nonetheless. Very well then. Let me uncover the truth for myself. Did I still fail to make it in time? Huh? So, I'm back here again. I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the Void World. A voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot clearer than before.
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Chaos too?
Yes, and we've been waiting for quite some time now.
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst-case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing burden.
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense Chaos' soul in the area. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear. Isn't that so?
Yes. I have faith in him.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over Thanatos' divinity.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken to the core. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange that has revealed the ultimate answer to Circe's question. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can answer Circe's question and reclaim my body. But no, I will not do that. That isn't important, because another one of my conjectures, one that I have always dreamed of proving, has been proved right this very instant.
Interesting.
Fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan is not a ludicrous idea after all.
I'm hung.
What are you thinking about?
Just amazed at how this towering tree is Circe's divine body. It's a majestic sight.
Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be strangely familiar with the city around the great tree.
Merely something from the past that I won't go into.
Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up at Circe's. Their leaves and branches reflected the sparkling stars, and their trunk was like a pillar that supported the sky and ground. I stood at this very spot back then, Imagining the day when I could climb to the top of this tree. Because I would be the closest I can be to the sky at that spot.
You're a sky priest, yet you study at a place that is home to the Reason Titan. That's rather counterintuitive.
Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach Aquila's realm? They're a strict and draconian god. Nothing like Circe's. Reason is willing to share what is theirs with others, but Sky only expects people to revere them. You get what I'm saying, right, Denny?
Danny.
After all, the Titan that imprisoned you and Grey here in Amphorius is none other than Aquila themselves.
Yes, I didn't count on provoking the ire of a local god.
But there will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on Aquila, and that is exactly what we are here for. It's just... I never thought Grey would meet with something like that before we set off. As a physician, I should have been there by his side.
His? That is not... I clicked. It's like I picked on female... It's like I selected female trailblazer. It should say... It's like, should hear nice and say her. Bad luck tends to come in streaks, so don't beat yourself up over it. Besides, Aglaya needs you here to uncover the truth behind what happened to the Grove. Let's just make the most out of this trip and keep a lookout for any documents related to the Death Titan. They could be useful to Zio.
Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Danny, with your skills, I'm sure those monsters born of the Black Tide will pose no threat to you anyway.
What about you? Will you be alright on your own?
Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician of the Twilight Courtyard? Have more faith in me. I'll be just fine.
The silence in here is near deafening. The vast amount of knowledge it holds, this academy is kin to a labyrinth of information. Even the cleverest of scholars would easily lose their way in here. I should gather my thoughts before heading in. To leave him for his myths, Aquila the Titan, who reigns over the domain of the skies, is a colossal bird that overlooks the world beneath them with 100 eyes. Continue to soar above the clouds, the people of Amphorius will remain trapped on the ground. Since forebears were priests who worship Aquila, nobody is more familiar with the taboos of the Sky Titan than her. Seeing as how Aglaya has sent her here as a guide, it's possible that she plans to have Hyacinth take on a trial in the future. Versus Titan mythology. Amphorius Titans are a common topic of discussion. People create myths that in turn conceive Titans. It's a tricky task to keep an objective view in among the people of Amphorius. Is there a way to step out of the situation and look at it from a different perspective? I could have ever imagined that their life would be forfeited the moment we land on Amphorius. Should have done more to keep her safe, but it's not too late. We still have a fighting chance. Why do I get these stupid... I hate those stupid things. Unique rules that govern life and death on Amphorius might just work in our favor and save her. Grove is a veritable library of knowledge. Maybe they'll have records on a similar case. Please let there be one. Clock is ticking. I should search for clues as I move. Night sky feels unusual, now that I've gotten used to the eternal night of Akima. This thing is so weird looking. monsters are twisted in form when their life is turned to ash together with their souls. It's impossible to figure out their form when they were still alive. These are the remains of a black tide monster. It does look different from the Titankin from up close. What's that underneath it? A scroll? Recorded debate between knowledge and first scholars. Most of it is illegible, leaving only fragments of that. Veneration of the scholar. We all recall that state that dared touch the sky, but what were they really? Just blind masses manipulated by just politicians who dared challenge the Titan's authority. Completely meaningless attempt at an absolute mistake. Veneration have bowed to the Titans for so long. You've forgotten a scholar's true purpose? Making a mistake does not mean the act was meaningless. Even those students new to the Grove understand this from basic logic lessons. The entire city-state reduced to ashes proved the skyship's construction was a mistake. To me, that's precisely the meaning they achieved through sacrifice. Venerationist. Am I hearing this right? Such a statement. Are you converting to venerationism? No, I'm simply examining the matter from another perspective. It's like legible content ends here. As I expected, the Grove doesn't forbid discussions about the sky. It's a debate between two scholars about the skyships. Aglaya also made mention of the ships when she interrogated us. A memory I'd rather forget. I'll hold on to this for now. With any luck, this journey won't leave us empty-handed. Huh? Yep. It's kind of weird that, like, it feels so weird, like, oh yeah, this characterized as your hope of excellence. I don't know why I'm choosing to do this. There's no need for me to do this. Like, literally no reason whatsoever for me to have done that. But I did for some reason.
Naughty child. Open sesame.
Nap time. Curiosity. Endless riddles. Nothing but a void. Time to twirl!
I don't really have any good logic reason for why I did
But then
what
again,
I did there with that
it's
fight.
me we're talking about.
That's Hyacinth. Why is she surrounded by so many monsters? As much faith as I have in her, it's probably good to help her out there.
Really now? This is way more trouble than I could have asked for.
Need a hand?
Or you could sit back and watch.
I can't tell if you're serious or not. Being hard to read isn't without its perks, I suppose.
I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please. All right, now let's get him.
It's fun.
I don't have time for games. Expand your thinking. Glimpse the unknown. Time to twirl! Time to twirl! Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours! Really, fool? I'm okay.
Oh, wow.
Never seen perfection before? Open sesame. That's better. Just a little something. Think nothing of it. Impressive. This is curiosity. Endless riddles. Nothing but a void.
This place is practically in ruins. What happened? There shouldn't be this many monsters. There shouldn't be this many monsters here.
The black tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphorius. So or rather, the blessings of the Sky Priest in me, might have unknowingly called them to me.
It's not helpful.
Anyway, never mind that for now. Here, you might want to have a look at this. I found it around here and thought it might be of interest to you.
Elven enlighten. Well then enlighten me. What exactly do you mean by examining from another perspective? It's simple, you see. When we stand normally, the sky is above. When we stand on our heads, it's below our feet. I don't even want to know what kind of situation inspired you to make such exalted theories. By the way, I have a student who loves to write satirical comedies and once wrote about a fool who could not figure out a question no matter what. As I said, there's no reason with you venerationists. You're like Dromus, huge yet always gazing downward at the earth, while I want to be the wasp that stings the Dromus. What if that state tyrant's defeat simply proved that among all paths to Aquila, the skyship was the wrong one? Anaxagoras, you impious blasphemer, mark my words, you will eventually answer for your sacrilege. Doubt your students, or that young teaching assistant girl, have any idea what secret research you're truly conducting. Interesting. Anaxagoras, he's the scholar who fused himself with the core flame of reason.
This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching the sky. He's never mentioned anything about it.
Painon said Anaxa might be opposed to the flame chase journey.
Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. People have come to think of him as a heretic, even in a place as liberal as the Grove. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Circe favors. Fate sure works in mysterious ways.
It might help that he was one of the few that still had a consciousness to him. Picked up a scroll on my way here, too. It looks like it may be related to the one you're holding.
Oh? Let me have a look.
It binds both records together.
By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting, one after the other.
There's still much I don't know about the Grove. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Who are the Venerationists?
The Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. While all 7 schools are founded on the ideologies of Thalesis, the first scholar, each is unique in its own way. Among them, the Venerationists revere and worship the Titans the most. As the sage of the Venerationists, Euthyphro has always been at loggerheads with Anaxa. If we were to place the 7 sages on the scales of Talanton, Anaxa and Euthyphro would be placed on opposite sides to achieve balance.
A very illustrative explanation, thank you. It's a mistake to build the skyships.
Nearly everyone in Amphorius has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquila's stature is loftier than the heavens, and their divine retribution is merciless. That's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Oh, but I do wonder if a supercharged mini Treaty cannon could slip past their watch.
That was a joke, right? What is Anaxa's field of study?
Newsporists primarily study the application of alchemy in soul repair. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas, no matter how taboo. If you must say that he's hiding something, then it's likely what lies beneath his eye patch.
I don't have any more questions.
Anaxa often says that every failure brings us one step closer to the truth. Perhaps, to him, the crash of the skyship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. On the contrary, it was precisely because the skyship represented the first step toward breaking free from the shackles of the earth that it provoked the wrath of the Sky Titan and brought divine punishment upon itself. It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists, with sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their findings. Discourse about more esoteric subject matters in relation to Aquila dwindled even further after the skyship incident. So much so that even this scroll is completely new to me.
Don't worry about it. We'll just collect everything we can and find on the Titans for now. There's something else that caught my attention. Hello. This says that Anaxa is conducting secret experiments of some sort.
That's what I'd like to know. What are these experiments he's involved in? Even I, the assistant lecturer, know next to nothing about them. I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove?
Quite conceivably. Yay.
This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they sought. We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it's said that the Erythrocheramists once borrowed a manuscript from a certain author, but ended up returning a copy instead of the original. What's more, the original manuscript was supposedly then hidden here.
That doesn't seem like a nice thing to do.
Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior was no different from bandits.
Well, if you don't mind, did the Grove ever rob Castrum Criminals?
You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared.
Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary.
There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Flipping through them all will take too long. Why don't we use the Biblioslate to search for the texts we need? We can bring them back to Akama for reading after that.
Agreed, this place isn't safe. We should leave as soon as we're done. There's still several more scrolls strewn all over the place. I'll gather them while you pull up those texts. This way, nothing will be overlooked. These are complaint letters from the scholars about Anaxarus, the blasphemer. There's a thick stack of letters. Based on the dust accumulated in the perfectly intact seals, the complainee did not even bother opening them, and just chucked them aside into a corner. This is about Anaxa. I should read this. Nathan, you should come have a look too.
Ugh, it's so dusty in here. Whoa. Are these all complaints about him? I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that.
Does Anaxa hold that much influence?
Why else would they call him the Great Performer? When Anaxa established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone.
Wow, that's the thing
Are
to
the
do.
Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be? Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Amphorius? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you turn.
An uncanny impersonation. What happened after?
They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholar's allegations, or face expulsion from the Grove. The first allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations?
Interesting. Am I supposed to put myself in Anaxa's shoes and answer that? No. Based on the history of the Flame Chaser, humans have the potential to take over the divinity of Titans.
Anaxa said the same thing then. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation.
You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned by the gods. Do you admit it?
It's a serious allegation. Did he really do that?
Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient.
Ow. That sounds painful.
Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have divine blood coursing through them. If he has really done something of that nature, then it'd indeed be sacrilegious. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him,
Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods?
It was only after a brief silence that he answered,
I have never denied that Titans are meant to be noble constructs.
What he didn't say, that the Titans are not noble, rings louder in this case.
Yes. I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved, but what's for certain at least is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between the cornerstones.
Given the Grove's meticulous approach to archiving, could there really be such an oversight right under their noses?
It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where they can conduct research undisturbed in their free time.
It's interesting.
Even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research.
But what?
With the grove in this state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if we sneak into the lab for a short while. Right?
These trees, they're like a maze. Wow. Okay. If this was a lot of other types of games, it would just be like, oh, you just run up and you can jump up to it. And then you just run off and jump up. Oh, I thought that was a butterfly thing. I could, one of those little things that I could interact with.
This is the place, but where is everything?
It's like in another place, it seems, mayhaps.
Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seal to the lab. They're all gone. Did the Black Tide destroy it all?
No wonder we didn't see any defense mechanisms along the way. Have you ever been here before?
No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking bright as rain, but come out covered in soot with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place.
That's fair.
Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact.
And so I need to go over to this bookshelf. These are the materials requested by Anaxagoras. Documents from various fields have been compiled in one place, including Titan creations, the University of the Soul, Universality of the Soul, alchemy doctrine, and so on. Most materials look to be within the research domain of the Gnosis school of thought. However, a document titled "A Study on the Chrysosaur's Background" is mixed within. Okay, quick notes. Okay, Holy Maiden of Ionissopolis, Tributrian and Trinon, descendants of the Holy Maiden from the Temple of the Three Faiths, Gold Weaver Aglaia of Akima from the Nestia Priestly family, Prince of Castrum Kremnos, Hyacinth of the Twilight Courtyard. All of their ancestry have varying degrees of connection to the Divine Titans or their divine authorities. If the Golden Blood come from the heritage of priest families or royal bloodlines, Anaxagoras, I myself show no such connection. Carefully the Creator. Criteria did they use to create the Golden Blood, to shape the Chrysosaurs. Yet Castorice, the servant of death from Iodonia, her lineage is neither Titan priest nor demigod, but she has walked the earth for at least a millennium with the power to grant death to humans. Where did this power come from? Another text speaks of the dragon legends of Styxia. The alchemical extraction of soul ripped from dragon corpses intriguing. Dragons appear to be the Titan's creations. Perhaps there's a way to reverse the process, using alchemy to refuse human souls with Titan creations, increasing the purity and divinity of golden blood toward the absolute. This theory must be tested, experiments to be arranged.
What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research on our friends in Alchema and... me?
This journal contains several intriguing points. Through alchemy, Anaxa aims to refine the golden blood in the Chrysosaurs to a degree of purity equal to divinity. This must be what he means by close to true purity, but treating both Titan creations and the human body as materials to be used in alchemy experiments? That's rather extreme.
Danny, look at this. I have a bad feeling about this.
Important alchemical formula have been taken away, only the author's previous approach has flaws. Fusing human souls with Titan creations does not purify golden blood. Even pure Titan creations are contaminants to the Chrysosaur's golden blood. Soul fusion between humans and creations merely repairs impurities of the soul or maintains a connection to dying souls. While creation myths tell us that Chrysosaurs and other creations were all made by Titans, their nature differs fundamentally. Titans' creations are no intermediate products of an alchemical process, and the Chrysosaurs are closer to the Titans than the creations. In other words, I should not have considered Titan creations equal to Chrysosaurs. The hypothesis I should focus on is one pointed towards the Titans themselves. Such rare chances to study Titans demands a meticulous selection of research subjects. Living Titans prove impossible to restrain. Dead Titans offer no insights worth pursuing, but dying Titans, they are the perfect research subjects. Only by understanding the fundamentals of creation can we ensure perfection at the moment of everything's birth. Through my own hands I will melt a Titan and research the true essence of the soul. Interesting.
My biggest fear. It's come true. After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all together now.
Oh?
Anaxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation.
Do you mean he's trying to reconstruct human souls alchemically?
Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this is the real blasphemy. Oh, I just thought of something.
Yeah? What's wrong?
Do you remember when the Black Tide was approaching? The Grove had planned to send Circe's core flame to a safe place. But an accident happened along the way, and Anaxa lost his life in the process.
But Circe took over his body and resurrected him, which led to the situation we're in now.
That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident?
Oh? What do you mean?
Put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the Black Tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have done?
Put my theories to the test, no matter the cost.
Exactly. When the Black Tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the Luminary Throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame.
Did he succeed?
No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Circe would make a similar decision. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His research is still ongoing.
Could he have taken them for other purposes?
Like, what? There's only one Titan left in the world now. No. No way.
To conceive an entity of perfection, one must first understand the principles of creation. If Anaxa is an Akama now, then that means...
He's after Kefali.
Sir, this sky above us, it's not real, is it?
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you.
Interesting.
Much like how the sky above the Holy City is also illuminated by Kefali's dawn device.
So, the skies of Akama are fake too.
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
Then they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance. We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree itself. But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this grand feat on your behalf.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare no efforts fighting for the rights you deserve. Go. Establish your own school of thought. Find out what we are. Become the one who conquers the ultimate truths of the world.
Child of humanity, you didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just ask him a few questions, did you?
So, you figured it out. If I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet, possessing both intellect and pride.
Before such power, Does it make any difference whether you're a human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa. They call me a blasphemer, Circes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. It's just, as I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial?
It's an excellent question, honestly.
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning. How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculations.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No, I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes.
I swear it sounded like you said unto debt just now, instead of unto death. Ah yes, in my journey unto debt just now. That just sounds really funny.
Professor Anaxa. I'm here. Her life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any unnecessary steps.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end, and give you the answer you so desire. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you what I need.
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and her survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
I see. In that case, let the show begin.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa,
death.
You were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Of course you would remember, because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Calypso?
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world, so who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness? Yet you have no idea who she is. The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are no different from humans, because they all evolved from one. Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from?
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them?
I knew you would say that, but it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing before us tell us everything?
You can revive a Titan?
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just like what you did to me. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
Okay then. That's an interesting thought.
I have news from Hyacinth and Dan Heng. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kefali's divine body.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilegious act unfold?
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks.
I'm sorry.
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Cainus is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods. Become the next challenge you ought to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
We'll be waiting here for your good news. Okay.
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders. How dare they trample over it?
Wow, these people are shooting daggers with their eyes.
It's been a while.
Oh, leg of Amphorius. We've never met.
That's fine. I recognize you. The young lord has nothing but good words about your courage.
It has indeed been some time, Lord Crateros. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh. Keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for Cainus. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a workout in.
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night?
Hooray, it's Akron. Someone's coming to save us. I'm a heavy sleeper.
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Watch out.
The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos Arena.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle, reach out to me anytime.
You have my gratitude. I will let Aglaya know about this right away.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious kindness has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps undercover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans to defect to the Council.
That's...
Looks like you can see it for yourself.
We should get back. Thank you for the intel, Lord Krateros.
Interesting. Okay. What's this achievement? Stop the spirit thief from robbing Circe's 2 times. Okay. Alright. Well, I've had fun but I need to get to bed. I'm not gonna bother trying to raid anyone on tonight. I'm just gonna end it here like this. And I hope anyone who's tuned in enjoyed this stream, at least to some extent. Well, adios.